All right, so we are here in Tulsa, Oklahoma for USA BMX's greatest race on earth. It's the Race of Champions and the Grand National Championship. After finishing second in the state of Texas, we want to see how Reid would stack up against other 6-year-olds across the country, and what better place to do that than Grands. And when Reid found out that we were going to Grands, he got right back to work, training hard for this week, so it'll be interesting to see how far he can make it in today's championship. Looks like Reid's going to be racing 60 other 6-year-olds today, so it will be a hard contest filled with 8th mains, quarter mains, semifinals. It's going to be a hard and a long 2-day process to see how Race of Champions goes. So we're kicking off 4 days of racing with Race of Champions. Race of Champions is a 2-day event that is an invitational race for anybody who's competed in the state qualifying series or a Gold Cup qualifying series. For this competition, we signed Reid up for mixed open and for his class, which is 6 intermediate. So you'll have a little bit of extra practice time on the track. With this being such a major event, Reid only had about 25 minutes of practice time on the track the day before. So we figured a little extra time on the track might be helpful for him. So for day 1 of racing, Reid has to qualify for 8th finals for both of his races. This means he'll either need to be top 2 in round 1 or round 2.
6 and under mixed open, got Griffin, Schlosser, Novalenko, Shepard, and Rennie. Go Cup 1 bike. Bringing them back along with the 33 bike, Rennie qualifying out.
And after about 3 hours, we are back on the hill for round 1 of 6 intermediate. Again, Reid will have to be top 2 in order to transfer to 8th finals. Between races, we examined all of Reid's race footage, and we noticed that Reid was having a lot of trouble getting off the gate. So between races, we pulled Reid's bike apart and made some adjustments to his gearing to give him a little bit of extra power off the gate and to help him get out in front before that first turn. As you can see, we still have some adjusting to go since he's still sitting in 4th place.
The Go Cup 2 by Flint Ussery. Out of 417, 418 the moto number. More 6 intermediates, 2 riders going to 8th main event. Got Schlosser, Toon, Francis, Case, Oliver, and D'Imperio on the 76 bike. Bringing them to the line, DJ D'Imperio qualifying out along with the Go Cup 1 bike.
So it looks like we're not quite done for the day, and we'll have to wait around for round 2 for both open and class. And while we're waiting around for round 2 to start, we decide again to tear apart Reid's bike and change his gearing to give him even more power out of the gate, hoping that if we can get him out in front of the pack, that will motivate him to pedal even harder to stay in front. Then after a few hours off, it's back to staging for round 2 for open. It looks like Reid's going to have an easy time transferring out of his open class race with only 2 people on the gate.
Coming out of Moto 31, 32 is the moto number. 6 and under mixed open, got Griffin, Schlosser, Nalavanko. 2 riders to an 8th main event. Triple ones, Reid Schlosser out of League City, Texas. Exile color. 2 riders moving on to an 8th main event. Looks like what you see is what you're going to get. Bringing them back, Reid Schlosser going to transfer out along with the Gold Cup 2 by Harrison.
And 400 motos later, we are back for round 2 of 6 intermediate. This race will be a little bit more challenging with 4 riders left, but only 2 transferring to the 8th final mains. And as you can see, Reid's gate start to look really good. For this race, the only kid that was able to stay out in front of him is the same kid that beat him in the Texas State Championship Series. And Reid does a really good job of trying to pass him at every opportunity he has.
.418 the moto number. Schlosser along with Toon, Case, and Oliver. To the line they come on the 95 bike and the triple ones. That is Oliver and Schlosser out of Moto 418.
And with that, we are finally done with day 1 of Race of Champions. And since it's Thanksgiving Day, we have a little bit of a Thanksgiving dinner with the team before calling it a night and starting day 2. It's day 2 of Race of Champions, which means we are warming up for another long day of racing. Today will be 8th finals, quarterfinals, semifinals, and hopefully with a bit of luck, we're going to get into the main event. And Reid is the first non-pro moto of the day, so we're kicking things off early. From this point on, every race is an elimination round, and only the top 4 riders will proceed to the next round of the competition.
Race of champions, 8 main events, kicking it off right now. 6 and under mixed open. Case, Imperial, Francis, Child, Mendoza, Oliver, Schlosser, and Schrader. Low 4 going to a quarter main event. Down the 2 straightaway, 76 bike, leading them around right now. Imperio sitting on the hot slot. 4 riders going to a quarter main event, coming in now. That final turn, lead rider sneaking a peek over that right shoulder. DJ's going to transfer out along with the 42 bike.
So it looks like we won't be going any further in the mixed open races today, but Reid still has his 6th intermediate race left. But if he can't get top 4 in this race, he'll be eliminated from Race of Champions, so the pressure is on. For this race, Reid has a pretty hard gate assignment, being the furthest away from the first turn. So our plan going into the race is for him to stay high in the turn and then cut down below everybody as they bunch up at the end of the turn. Well, it's definitely a bummer losing a race because someone else crashed in front of you, but sometimes that's how things go in a race. Luckily, Reid wasn't hurt and was able to get back up and ride off. And with no more races until Grand starts tomorrow, we have time to go check out the city of Tulsa. So we head over to USA BMX's Hall of Fame and got to see things like Connor Field's actual race bike from the Olympics, sidecar race bikes, old school Schwinn bikes, and had a good time just hanging out and playing around before we kick off Grands. So it's a new day, new race, fresh start, and after being eliminated yesterday, Reid is ready for redemption. Reid has a full moto for round number 1 and will have to be top 2 to transfer. If he doesn't transfer out of round 1, he'll have to be back for round 2 and have to be top 2 in round 2 to transfer into quarterfinals. And to make it a little bit harder for round number 1, he has the furthest gates from the turn, so he'll have to be fastest out the gate, get over to be able to get out in front of people before that first turn.
Bringing it to the stripe, looks like gonna be the 36 ride in the Gold Cup 2 of Flint. Nursery. 6 intermediate still on the track right now, taking 2 wide to the quarter main. Finley, they call him Nachos. Declan, Elijah, Weston Chase, and T. Christian, I got the 42. Declan didn't catch the second one, 4:58. Riding along right now, getting it done, coming through the rhythm section. Looks like Ocean doing it for American Soldier Network.
Yes, it.
I got Nikolai. I got Lucas, Reid, Karen the Siren, and Cody and Coda to the stripe. I got the 8.5 or the 9.5 of Ocean taking that one, and the 3 skinny digits of Reid qualifying out.
How do you feel, dude? You got it, qualifier. You ready to go take a break?
I want to go to that park.
You want to go to the park? Let's do it. And with that, Reid is qualified for round number 1, so he is going straight to the quarterfinals, which means we get a break for the rest of the day. We told Reid that if he could get qualified in round number 1, we'd go hang out at the park. There's a super cool park over near the river, so that's what we're gonna do for the rest of the day. All right, so we are in the last day of the Race of Champions and Grands marathon here. We got Reid behind me warming up his legs for quarterfinals. So this next race is top 4, move on to semis. So if Reid doesn't get top 4, we're going home. And if Reid does get top 4, then we're gonna stick around for the next race. So we'll see how everything turns out and if we're able to do more than one race.
Bike was Miha, and the 17 bike was Adams, got Francis, Morlato, us 3. Along with Oliver, Davis, Gunner, Parison to qualify out. The Gold Cup 1 bike, Perry, the Gold Cup 2 in the E-bike. Qualifying out Francis and Usry out of 167, 168, the moto on the track. Big dude coming at us right now, gotta be the freight train. Keegan Razor and Reid Slosser outrunning 1 and 2 with Singleton, Wyatt, Curl, Dabazinski, Baker, and Kanagashi in tow.
Hold up. Did you get the one? Yeah, I got one. Hold up.
All right, so top 2 will qualify for semis. So we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back for semifinals.
36 ride gonna get a spot at 95, 53, and the 96 are all moving on out of 119. 120, I got the Gold Cup one on the one, gotta be Perry. The 111 rider Schlosser on that 2 spot. Kainshik, Usry, Mejia, Case, Navalanco, and Roberts. Still Mr. T out on the top side. Schlosser on the 2, Perry. Schlosser coming back at me, 1 and 2. Gold Cup 2 Usry on the 3 with the 104 rider. Roberts.
Right? Did you get it, Reid? Awesome, buddy. Seconds, what you got? In the main.
Hey, how do you feel? That's a trophy. Are you excited? That's main event. You ready to go take a break?
You said 3.
All right, so we are now heading towards staging. Everybody's tearing down. This is the last race, top 8, winner takes all. It's going to be against the hardest and best 6-year-olds, 6 intermediate at least, in the country. So we'll see how it goes. Reid's got gate advantage, so he's coming out at gate number 1. Let's see how he does.
Main moto number 75, 6-year-old intermediates, Trotter Huddleston, Ocean Oliver, Keegan Razor, Arlo Baker, Ethan Roberts, Flint Usery, Talon, Mr. T. Perry, and Reid Schlosser.
Okay, riders, let them start. Riders, ready, watch the gate.
Big slap the deck in there, they go down towards turn number 1, looks like Keegan, Freight Train Razor out in front. Looks like the Freight Train might be on the express as he rounds into turn number 1. Then working hard and fast down the second straightaway towards turn number 2 they go. Race on, boy, they're trying to catch that train, I don't know. That is going right now. And once they start going downhill, they pick up speed. Head down into that second turn, into the Tulsa turn, out of it they come. Still looking at the 36 bike of Freight Train Razor, still on point. Got the Gold Cup 1 bike of Talon, Mr. T. Perry. Ready to fool. He's in that 2 spot. Got the 104 bike. Ethan Roberts holds down to 3. Bring him on into the last turn. 1 turn, 1 straightaway. You gonna get it done, Mr. T? I don't know. The Freight Train still on point. Back to line. Keegan, Freight Train Razor. Gonna hold on for the win. Talon, Mr. T. Perry. Ready to fool there for second at 104. And the 85, the 104 bike. Ethan Roberts third. The 95 from
It's never easy to lose a race, and it took some work to remind Reid that although he was last in the main event, he had to beat 40 other riders to get there. Going into the race, Reid was a little bit worried about crashing after seeing it happen over and over and over again in the races before him. And when the rider next to him started to move over and push him off the track, he hit the brakes and played it safe. But he tried to recover all the way to the finish line, and what more could you ask for? But seeing Reid succeed on a national stage is exciting, and it looks like next year Reid's going to go for a national ranking, so we'll see you in the next video.
I'm back in the lane of ocean. You want to race me? No, you don't want to